If you are a local service-based business and you've been thinking, man, I really wish I either had a website or my website was actually useful and did things besides just lead people to where to call me and did something besides just lead people to my phone number, then this video is for you. If you don't know who I am, my name is Gibson Ost. I am the founder of Local Launch. Me and my co-founder have helped dozens of different local-based service businesses create websites for them that are actually useful. These websites rank on Google My Business, so it'll get them free clients organically. These websites will take appointments inside of the website itself, so they don't have to call you and you have to sit there for like 20 minutes putting together an appointment for them, like scheduling it all. Nope, it'll be done automatically for you. Third, it'll take payments on site, so you can finally start taking security deposits, and you can also charge late/no-show fees. And then also you can automatically bill your clients, so you don't have to awkwardly sit there asking them for money anymore. There's a ton more features that these sites can do for you, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you the full step-by-step guide on how to do literally all of it yourself. And the best part is that you literally only need one software that costs 97 bucks a month, and with that one software you'll be able to do everything that I mentioned in this video. This software is called Go High Level. It is literally everything that you would want in a CRM, in a website builder, affiliate manager, automated follow-ups. That's another thing that we're going to teach you how to do in this video, is create automated follow-ups with certain clients, and then also automate the process of sending them to your Google page or your Trustpilot page or whatever review system you want to use, so they can automatically leave you a review without you having to ask them for it. They'll just get an email and a text message asking them for it. Go High Level literally does all of that in one software. You won't have to get any other software ever again, just Go High Level. You can do all this inside of Go High Level. And on top of that, something really cool about Go High Level is that they have these things called account snapshots. So I will create a snapshot, and basically what a snapshot is that it's just a entire sub account just copy and pasted. So I'm gonna go through literally the entire setup process with you guys today, and you guys can literally just copy and paste everything that I'm gonna make in this video for you. So you don't have to do any work. You can literally just put it in, change some names, change some pictures, and boom, you have a website ready to use for your business. On top of that, if you guys use the link in the description, not only will you get that account snapshot, you will also get a free 2-week trial of GHL. So with that all being said, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. I'm gonna go ahead and click on add a new sub account. If you're following along in the tutorial with me, or if you just copied and pasted the snapshot, either or is fine. There is a ton of templates right here that you guys can just copy and paste if you're in a specific business. Let's say the snapshot that we create today isn't exactly what you need. Inside of GHL, they have a ton of really nice, already pre-made templates that you can just copy and paste, and they have cool setup guides as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and create a blank one for today's video, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put in the location of the sub account. So for me, I live in Ogden, Utah. So I'm just gonna look up Ogden, Utah, select that, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my name, my last name, and the business name, which for today, the business name is just going to be Example Awesome Biz. And then we'll just put in an email, Example Biz. And you can obviously put in your own phone number and your address, as well as your pre-existing website. If you don't have a website, just get rid of that. And also make sure to go ahead and select your time zone. So for me, I'm in America, Arizona, MST, so I'm gonna click Add Sub Account. And of course, you can change all of this when you have the sub account yourself. Next step, go ahead and go to the top up here and click Switch to Sub Account. If it doesn't switch, just go ahead and go to the selector bar right here and select the one that you want. And there is gonna be a lot of things on here, and I'm gonna be explaining all of it very soon. So let's say you made opportunities is just clients. So let's say you had 300 clients in a month and 200 of them closed. It would show you that stat right here. It would also show you the value of all the opportunities that you have and the conversion rates, as well as your funnel. You can also add manual tasks for, let's say you have a secretary or a small team behind you. You can go ahead and put all that in. You can go ahead and put in your Google Analytics, your Google business profile, and you can even run ads directly outside of GHL. But today we are going to be making a website. So the first thing that we're going to want to do, and just go to where it says sites right here. After that, what you might want to do is select this website button right here, but we're going to actually do something before that, which is that we're going to go to forms and we're going to create a form. A form is literally just something that allows your clients to go ahead and manually put in details about them, so you don't have to ask them that over the phone. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Create New. And then once I'm inside of here, I'm gonna go ahead and give my form a name, which is just going to be Example Form. And we can go ahead and put in any field that we want. So we can have their email, their phone number, which I would recommend, their first name and their last name. I'm actually gonna get rid of their first name and last name and just ask for their full name. Just makes it easier. You could also ask for something like their date of birth, and they'll be able to manually select their own date of birth in whatever date format you want. If you wanted to do some kind of like birthday promotion for them, like offer them some free coupon if you're like a med spa or something, like, hey, come in for a free $100 off of a Botox thing, or come in for a free massage, something like that on their birthday birthday, you could add that. Also, we can actually collect payments directly inside of this form. We can also collect payments directly inside of this form, but we're not gonna be doing it inside of this form specifically. We're gonna be doing it inside of the calendar, which I'm gonna be setting up after this form. If you are home-based, you can add their address, and something really cool is if we click the preview, what we can do is like enter in our full name and then our address and actually search up our specific address. So if I search up like this, for example, and click enter, then it will actually show a bunch of addresses near your prospective client, which they can enter in, and then boom, it all gets entered in just like that. Now, let's say that you're a plumber, for example. What you can now add is a single line right here. We can change the name and we can ask something to the tune of this. Please describe your request for our service. And then you could also put in the placeholder inside of here like a specific name. So if it's a plumber, you could say pipe repair, pipe installation. I don't know a ton about plumbers. I'm not a plumber. Or what's even cooler is that you could add drop down. So if you wanted to add like a single drop down, you could add a bunch of options right here. So we could say like right here, we can ask the client if it's a sink issue or if it's a bathroom issue, and obviously delete and add as many options as we want. And then go ahead and select the label. Please select your issue, something like that. We could also add a check mark. So if you want them to be able to select multiple options, let's say you're like a med spa. I keep coming back to the med spa example just because it's in my head. You could then say, oh, how many different services you want. So we could just go in here and go to the options and say, do you want a Botox? Do you want a tummy tuck or something else? And also for all of these, make sure to select this required button right here. This is just to make sure that the person here fills everything out. So if I click required on all of them, it's just to make sure that they click all that. Also, these are just terms and conditions. This one is really the only one needed for legal, but if you have like a specific terms and service you want to write, you can go into the bottom here, go to the terms and service right here. You can select this and add in your own link. We can create a terms of service on our website later. And then just on the button here, we can say submit. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave this as it is because I'm trying to create a general tutorial for everybody. You could also add like a CAPTCHA if you're concerned about like a lot of bots on your page. You could also add a file upload. So you could say something to the tune of, please upload a picture of your issue, something like that. There's a ton of options right here. You can even have them sign the page, but something to mention for the future tutorial is don't select date picker because we're not gonna be having people submit their, like the date that you wanna come in or the day that they're gonna come in here inside of this form. We're gonna do it elsewhere. What we wanna do now is we just wanna click back. And then what we want to do now is set up a calendar. So what we need to do is we need to go to calendar settings, click on create a calendar. And as you can see right here, this is why GHL is so awesome because there's no CRM that has all of these options right here. It can literally replace any software that you have inside of your business with so much more and make it so much better. So for example, you could book a class booking, or you could book a one-on-one personal booking, or you could do a round robin where the idea is that there's many different team members inside of GHL, which by the way, your team members can sign in inside of your GHL account. You can create team members and then they can sign in with their own passwords, which I'll show you how to do in a minute. But let's say it's just a personal booking. Let's go back to the plumber example. You're just a single plumber, you have no employees, just select personal booking. Go ahead and just select my calendar for jobs, and you can go ahead and select a team member. I actually haven't created a team member yet, so before we do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to where it says my staff. We're gonna add a user. We're just gonna use my name, and obviously you can add your own email inside of here, so employee, or you could add your employee's email. You can create an email signature, so whenever there's an email sent from this user, there's a specific signature that comes with that. You can also go in here and select all of the different permissions that you want them to have. So if you want them to only be a user, you can go ahead and make it so they can only view and manage campaigns and communities, but they have no access to, let's say, payments. You can get rid of that. I'm gonna go ahead and give myself just full admin just to make it easy. We're gonna go back to calendars, click create calendar, personal booking, and select me as the team member. Calendar name is going to be Gibson's calendar for jobs. We can go ahead and select a custom URL, which is just my biz calendar. And you could also go ahead and select the amount of time that you want for booking. So let's say you work weekdays from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Just select that, and then people will only be able to book for those times. and let's say it takes you an hour to complete your service, you just put in for 60 minutes and then boom, that's perfect. You could also go here to advanced settings and add like a specific calendar logo. You could write in descriptions something to the tune of, this is the calendar for my business. And you could also like change the name of the invite title. So right now it only has my contact name, which I'll get into this more, but GHL has this really cool tags feature where we can actually go ahead and put in like the start date. So like what time the appointment is gonna be. We can also put in like the account's name. So like the name of our location. So it's gonna be my biz. And then we can even put the person who's filling it out, their full name. If we go to account, we can click, and we can also obviously put in like the assigned user. So it'll have like my name there now. And we can obviously also select the meeting location where you can put in your full address and add in a location if they're coming in, or you could select custom and have it be their address. So it's the contact's full address. And then your team members will be able to see this. So I'll go ahead and click save. And this is the important part. So what we want to do here is that if you want to charge people before they even walk in the door and you want to get money for it just completely automatically, go ahead and click on the forms and payment. Scroll down to where it says accept payments. You have to add a payment provider. So I'm just going to do that really quick. Stripe works really well for this, but you could use like PayPal, authorized.net, or just manual payment methods. I'm going to go ahead and select just manual payment like cash on delivery, just to make today's video a little bit easier, but I would recommend using something like Stripe or PayPal or authorized.net because those are credit card providers. Your clients can put in their credit/debit card, they'll be automatically charged, and then you can go into the contacts bar up here, and let's say you have a contact up there, Gibson, test. We select them as a contact customer. What we can do is that when you're inside of their contact, which by the way, there is a GHL mobile app called Lead Connector, which you can do this all from your phone or one of your employees can. What you do is that you go to the contact, you select where it says payments, go to action, and then you click charge now. So you clicked confirm and charge. Now, obviously, since I don't have a payment gateway, that's not gonna work, but you could also do something like create an invoice for them that says specifically how much money they're gonna get cost, how much they're gonna get charged. And then you can add in here and add a product. Let's say it's $97 for service. Good. Click save, and you can go ahead and actually bill them directly. And then this will get sent inside of their email. You could also, for example, charge a late fee, which is a flat fee of whatever much you want to charge for. You could also include an option for tipping and so much more. But for me, what I recommend clients to do is literally just charge them inside of the contacts page right here, which you can do directly. You just select it and just go up here, you click actions, you just charge now, or you can add a card for them on file. And that's also why I recommend clients to charge a booking fee or a refundable deposit, because then you can just directly charge them inside right here because you already have their card on file and you can just charge it. Also, if you want, you can allow the rescheduling of the meeting for up to a certain amount of time. So I usually recommend a day or two, and there will also be automatically send emails for the client. You can go into the customization right here, and you can change stuff like the color of the calendar cover image, and go to where it says notifications and actually directly email them. So I'll click save to notify them of the appointment status confirmed. Notifying for a unconfirmed appointment is kind of unimportant. I usually just don't even bother. You could also change the notifications if it's like inside of the app, inside of the phone app for the assigned user. You could also notify the assigned user, the contact, and even yourself if you wanted to. I'm not gonna bother doing that. I'm just gonna click close from that. You could also notify for a reschedule, which I recommend doing. Also, you can notify them for reminders, which is a highly recommended option. And you can select how often you want them to get reminded. So if you want them to get it reminded 1 hour before, 1 day before, and if they need to, 1 week before, then you can do all of that. And it says, and you can obviously go in here and change anything you want about the email body. And there's even an add to calendar button. You can also put in from name. So we'll put in Gibson at example.biz. And I'll go ahead and send a test email to me just to show you guys that it works. As you guys can see right here, it got sent directly to my email. Reminder, upcoming appointment. Hi, this is a friendly reminder about your upcoming appointment. I can also click here to add it to my Google Calendar, which is really, really cool. Again, to my knowledge, there is no CRM out there that does all of this inside of just one application. And finally, we can edit the follow-up. This is what I was talking about when we send them like an automatic email asking them if we want feedback on their recent appointment. I'll have more about this a little later in the video, but you can just have them directly reply to the email with their thoughts. Or what I would recommend doing, before you get rid of this right here, go up to here to where it says custom values. Now we're gonna come back to this email template, which by the way, you could actually just create a nicer looking email inside of Go High Level. But for today's video, we're just gonna be using basic text emails. Creating nice emails is something that we actually do for clients, which by the way, if you want us at Local Launch to put together this entire system for you, where we will go ahead and just make a website for you inside of GHL, we will create all of these different options for you. We will also train you on exactly how to use it, as well as training your team. We're actually running a limited time deal right now, which is that we're gonna be making a free demo site for anybody who books a call for completely free. No security deposit, no nothing. If you book a call, upload your logo, tell me some stuff about your business, I will create you a website a lot like the one that we're gonna make today that has all of these features. They're not 100% ironed out, but they will be a really, really good example so you know the kind of thing that you're gonna be getting. Here's an example of a example site that we made for one of our future clients. Obviously, we can change stuff like the contact information, which this is just our contact information. We'll obviously change the reviews here. We'll add real reviews. We'll actually add just a hyperlink or even just a HTML embed of your Google My Business. So they can literally just scroll through the Google My Business reviews if you have some. And if we go up here to click to book an appointment, it'll take them right here, which today I'll also show you how to create this entire calendar here, where we can go ahead and select. They can fill in their address and they'll be able to put in their card details. If you're interested in just looking at this example, I'm gonna go ahead and include a link to this example page in the description down below that you can just click around and check out for yourself. I'll also be including a link in the description to the Local Launch website. You guys can just go there, book an appointment, and we will make you a demo site like this one for completely free, and you only pay if you want to implement. Now let's keep going with the tutorial. So now that we have our calendar made, what we're gonna wanna do is we're now gonna wanna create our website. So let's go to where it says websites right here, click on new website, and we can actually create a website from a template. So this is another reason why I really like GHL is because there's so many great templates that we can just copy and paste from. Since today, I'm kind of just making like a general website, there's not really anything specific I'm going for, I'm just gonna click on this construction company template. Once we're inside of here, we can obviously change anything we want. We can write a tagline here, exceptional home service-based biz, and obviously correct the spelling here. And if we click on this button, we can see what it does is it opens a pop-up. Now what we can do is we can go to the pop-up settings and actually add a row right here, click add row, click then add element, and search for our calendar. Once we have our calendar, what we can do is click on Gibson's calendar for jobs, and then boom, our calendar will be in here with all of those settings that we added in before. You guys can see right here that then they can select whatever they want. They can select the date. They can then also pay the security deposit if you're doing a security deposit. And there's actually one thing that we forgot to do for the calendar that we got to do real quick, which is if you go into calendars, go into calendar settings, click on edit calendar, go to customizations. Oh, also, by the way, there's a ton more options for the extra availability. So you could select your meeting interval. So for example, a 30-minute event will only allow meetings to be at the top of the hour. So if you only want one job every 2 hours, you just go in here and select 120 minutes and then boom, you're good. You could also only have them pick over a certain amount of date range. So only select 7 days. You could change the maximum amount of bookings per day. So let's say you only want to do 5 jobs. You could just select that. And you could also add a pre-buffer time. So let's say you want 15 minutes pre and post just to make sure that there's plenty of room. You can go ahead and put that in there. Now, the last thing that we're gonna wanna do for our calendar is go to where it says forms and payment, go to where it says select form and click on our example form. Go ahead and click save, and then we can go back to our example site. We'll go ahead and click save right here, click on the view preview. And if we click on our service, after we select a time slot, we can go ahead, your client will then be able to fill out that specific form and schedule the meeting. As you can see, everything that we included on there is available in there as well, which is really, really cool. Now we can go back here, we can go back to the header on top. We can change anything we want about anything. We can change the background color for just mobile specifically. If we click on the mobile options, we can go ahead and change just the color for mobile only. We can also change these menu items up here, so we can select this about us, and we can have it not go to certain sections or certain website URLs, and just have it go to directly specific spots. And for you, when you're inside of here, if you fill out a part here like that, for example, then go back to the desktop mode, you'll see that part of it isn't filled out the same. So Generally speaking on GHL, there's parts of the website where the mobile version is going to be different than the desktop version, but the text will generally carry over. As you can see, this is the example text. If I come in here and say example, and then go back to mobile view, we can go ahead and scroll down here and it says example, just like it would on the mobile view. We can also add logos here. So if you want to add like certain kinds of media, so if I go ahead and upload a part of the media, let's say I upload, we can go ahead and just upload like whatever image we want, or we could connect a specific Google Drive. Go ahead and click save, scroll down, change all of this, change the projects, change literally everything here. And then also you can change your phone number inside of here, where your office is, put in your logo, literally do everything inside of the business that you would want to do. Also, if you guys don't have a domain for your website, you can purchase one inside of Go High Level. Just click on purchase a domain, go in here, type in a new domain name. So if I want to click .com, search, probably available, I can click buy and then book it inside and then pay for it inside of GHL. If you don't want to buy your domain inside of GHL, you can just go to domains right here, click connect a domain and input whatever your domain is, click .com and click also I want to add this. Click continue, and then it'll try to find your provider details, and you guys can go ahead and integrate the DNS settings inside of here. You have to add DNS settings. If you don't know how to do that, click on this watch video, and they will show you exactly how to do that inside of there. Now, the last thing that I want to show you guys how to do inside of GHL is connecting is the reputation. So we can actually go ahead and send review requests like for Google or whatever directly to our customers. So we can send them an email immediately after they check in or an hour after. You can have it repeat it every single week, for example, and you could set a minimum number of retries. And there's also a ton of email templates here that you can change for yourself. You can also do it inside of WhatsApp if you want. You could create QR codes, so you could give them like a handwritten business card that has a QR code. They can scan it, go directly to your Google business profile, and put in the reviews right inside of there. You could also turn on spam review protection, where it'll detect if it's a spam or not, and then integrate every single review platform that you could want. So this is another reason why I like GHL, which is unlike every other CRM, most of them only have Google Business. But for here, we could have Home Advisor, Lawyers.com, OpenTable, TripAdvisor, Yelp, Zodoc, Zillow, VRBO, Trustpilot. There's so many different options for integration for reviews. Also inside of GHL, you can manually send review requests to specific customers. So if you don't want to automate it fully, then you could just do that inside of there. And there is so many more cool GHL features. For example, you could create inside of GHL a AI employee that will literally take incoming phone calls, sound like a real person, like it's a phone number that you could just call. It'll talk to you, it'll try to book an appointment for your customers. So just in case you're not available on the phone, or if you just never want to take a phone call again, you could have an AI do it automatically for you. That AI could also automatically send text messages to your clients, getting them to book an appointment. And that's not it. There's even more awesome features inside of GHL. Like you could create your own custom branded mobile app for your customers. So let's say that you're a appliance repair. What you could do is that you could make an app that, let's say it's appliance EMT, like the example that I showed you. You could create the appliance EMT app that your clients could download, request a booking with you at any time, and you can also push notifications inside of their phone, which to me convert way better than email, which is fucking nuts. GHL is a really awesome tool, and I hope in today's video you did learn a thing or two. Again, the snapshot that we used today is going to be available in the description for entirely free. You could literally just copy and paste it and start on your own. There's a ton of settings in there that I didn't show in today's video that I also went ahead and added in for you guys. And there's also a 2-week free trial for you guys for completely free just by using GHL. And finally, if you want us to go ahead and set up all of this for you, we could also go ahead and set up that AI employee for you. We could set up that mobile app for you. That's something we haven't done for clients yet, but if you're interested in it, I'd definitely be interested in trying that with you. And go ahead and create a website for you, which we will create a demo site for you for 100% free. All you have to do is just show up to the call, book a call with us, and make sure you show up to it, and we will show you a demo site that we made for you, and you only have to pay for it once you like it. And you only have to pay for it if you like it and if you want it inside your business. But with that all being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope to see you in the next one. I know I'm a new channel. I've been doing local launch with clients for a while, but I wanted to make a YouTube channel because I wanted to help as many people as possible. Even if you just watch today's video and you're like, screw this kid, I don't want to do anything with him, that's fine. I hope that you at least got some new knowledge out of it, or maybe some entertainment at a bare minimum. But with that all being said, thank you so much for watching from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that you have a good day.